All right, welcome back to the class. My name is Onoyemi Akim, and I'm still on Python list comprehension. So we will be looking more on Python list comprehension, continuing from where we stopped the other time. We've talked about some aspects of the list comprehension, but I'm just going to show more examples on how to use list comprehension. So let's quickly define a variable called a fruit, and we are going to have list of fruits provided, which is apple, banana, cherry, kiwi. Alright, I actually want to add one more, but I've mistakenly pressed enter. Then we're going to create another variable called new fruits, and we are going to give it a we are going to give it an empty list. So we are going to use the main way of unpacking the list. And what we want to do here is that we want to unpack the list with for loop and also check for all the fruits that have A in them to be added in the new fruit list. That's what we want to do. So we're going to say for X in fruits, if A in X, new fruit dot append X. And what we are doing here is that okay, new fruit dot append X. I did not indent that new fruit, and that is why it's throwing the error. So I'm going to start from the for X in fruit index, if fruit in X, then new fruit dot append has to be indented, and then we do what? We press enter. Now all this has been indented and the X value has been added to the new list using append. And let me quickly explain what this line of code have done. We say for X in fruit, that is for every value of X that we have in fruit. What are the value of X? Those are the fruits in the list. So we now change the name of all the fruit to X as an unknown, just like in mathematics when we say let X be the unknown. So our unknown is the X because we don't know all the name of the fruits in that list. So we want to check them one by one to know their name and to know the one that have A. The one that have A are the one we need. So we say for X in fruit, then what is the next thing you should do? We want it to check those X, those fruits that we have in those fruit values that we have in fruit. I hope you are getting it. Okay, let me make it clear. We want the condition if A in X, we want the condition to check if every value that we get from fruit, which is our X, has a letter A in them. If they have a letter A in them, you should add them to the new fruit. If they don't have a letter A in them, you should just jump over it and go to the next one. So that is what we said. So now we can print new fruit. Now we can print new fruit. Yeah. Okay now. Okay. Sorry. Now we can print new fruit. I didn't put underscore fruit. So our new fruit will now be new underscore. Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is our new fruit. So we have apple and banana being the only fruit that has being the only fruit that have letter A. So when we now want to use list comprehension for this, all we need to do is we are going to say that new list, let's give it another variable, new list is equals to, then we say x for x in fruit. If A in X, that's all. In this case, we are not going to put append or no, we've only declare what we want. And in list comprehension, there is a particular order you have to follow. We have the expression and the command and the condition, sorry. So the expression is where we have the output, which is the X. The condition is starting from 4, ending at the last X. So those are the conditions that it needs to work on, which is going to make it to give us what we want. Now when we print new list, we're going to have apple and banana. So that is that. Then in case we want to check maybe there is apple in it or there is no apple in the list with uh with the new with the variables that we have, with the fruit variable, we can say what? You can give it a name. Let's say so fruit equals x for x in fruit. If x is not equals to apple, what should you do? Let's see what you should do. You should print the x for us, right? So we look through all the fruits and look for the one that is not apple, that is not equals to apple, and let's see what will happen. Print so fruit. Can you see? So all the one that are not apple are the one that will be printed. The one that is an apple will not be printed. So also we can also try to use range in our list. By using range, we say, so let me I try to create more gaps for clarity. So by using range, you can say so fine equals list. Then we have x. Okay, let me use this x. S for s in fruits. S for x in, oh, not fruits we are doing now. For x in range, we want to use range. What range? Range 20. So we want it to print so far. And we have 1 to 9, 0 to 19, which is 20 values. Then we can also improve our code by saying for x in range, for x in s, sorry, x for x in range 20, if s is greater than 20, let's say greater than 10. So in this case, it's going to print all those values that are greater than 10 is the one it's going to print for us. If x is greater than 10. Where is the error? Say greater than is not supported. Okay, let's see what is happening. Why should greater than not supported? Less than 10. Instances of string and int. Okay, let me write another code because we have used that before. For x in range 10, okay, that is why we're having error. I'm not writing another code. We are actually using x instead of s. All right. So now we have print. So fine. That's why I like to make use of one variable continuously, but to prevent everyone from being confused. So that's why I decide to be using different variables and values. So that is another error that you might fall into when you are coding. You know, we are making use of s instead of x. So that, and when we now put our greater than, it was giving us error because we have s there. So you can see now that x is greater than 10, we have values of x that are greater than 10. So when you also put less than 10, we have values of s, print. So fine, we have values of x that are less than 10. That is how to use your list comprehension when it comes to range. Then remember, you can also use upper, you can use extend, your you can change the whole content in the list by saying so fine, so fine equals, want to change all the content in so fine, all the con ten t in so far, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 19, we want to change it now to hello. So remember, if okay, let me first of all print so fine so that you can see. Print so fine. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the so fine value that we have now. So we want to change all of them to hello. Now what do? We say what? Let's give it another one. So fine. I'm using so fine, but I'm not putting underscore. So it's a different variable. So fine list. Then we say x for s in so fine. Instead of me now saying s, I will now say, I will put the string I want to change it to hello. Now in this case, I am setting all values in the new list to hello. And what this is doing is that as long as I have hello here as my output, I want to make sure that whenever the the compiler loop through so fine with s, is going to add, is going to replace it with hello in the number of time it looped through so fine. That's what it means. It's going to loop through the number of time it adds so far. So in that case, when I press enter, what's the name? Okay, this is where the error is. I'm looking through so fine, not so I'm looping through so underscore fine and not so fine. So that is where the error is. Now we say print so fine, and we have hello 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 hello. How many times? We have 0 to 9, that's 10. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In this case, what the list comprehension does was that hello has to replace the number of positions the S was looped through the so underscore fine, and is going to append hello to the new list so fine, which is why we have hello 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 9 times. Excuse me. So also you can also change the name of one item to another. If a particular item is not banana, you can change it to orange. If x, okay, let's quickly write that. Let's say new list is equals to, I'm using x now. X, if x, now in this case we are putting for loop inside inside an if statement. Remember, before we put if statement inside a for loop. That's why we say for x in range 20, if x is less than 10, that means that if statement is inside the for loop. But now we are starting with if, and a for loop will now be inside it. So if x is not equals to banana, else should use what? It should print orange. Then for x in fruit. So our fruit is what we are using now. We now want to print new list. So where we have banana to is now changed to orange. Let's try to look at that. The list we declare earlier, we have apple, banana, cherry and wiki, which is this, right? Now we now say if x is not banana, so it should use what? It will change it to orange, and that is why we have this. So that is why we have this. We have this as apple, orange, cherry and banana. So since the x value that we have is not equals to banana, it will replace it to orange. But if the x value we have is banana, it will remain what? Banana. Let's try that. Let's see. I will just go back here and I will put if x is equals to banana, then print new list. And I will see have banana there. See have banana there. So the only condition is that if that value of x is not banana, you should change it to orange. Exactly now. So in that case, if you look at this now, all the other ones that are not bananas are changed to orange because value of x is now banana. So as the for loop is going through the list of fruit, e found that okay, we have banana and is equals to banana that we provide. The x that we find here as is banana and is equals to this banana. Exactly now. Definitely all other fruits that are there will be changed to orange. But here says if x is not equals to banana, that is For every value of x that we find here in the for loop and compared with this condition, it will not be equal. So if that is not equal, anyone that is not equal exactly now will maintain his own position. Is that clear? But the one that is equal with this banana in the statement that okay is this is banana and is banana not equal to banana, it will now become orange. So it will change that banana only, because what we want it to do is that we want to change only banana, and that's why we put not equals to banana. Exactly now. But here we say x is equals to banana. So the else statement will give us orange, orange, orange for the remaining one, except the banana itself. That's why I did the two example for you to be able to see the differences. So that is that under expressions in list comprehension. Then let's quickly look at how to join list. We've done this before, but I'll just quickly browse through this. I've done this with in the last lesson when we treated slicing of strings. So now the first, let's declare three variables. We are going to have list one. I will equate list one to what's the name? To new list. I don't want to start writing list again, the names again. So I will equate it to new list, equal to new list. Then list two, I will equate it to so fine. That's so underscore fine, which is a number. So underscore fine. Then list three is the one I will use as my new list that I will use to join list one and two. So that will now be list one plus list list one plus list, and that give us a new list. So when we print list three, we have orange, banana, orange, orange, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means we have matched the list together. So also we can use extend. I'm going to create a list 4 or list 2 equals, I will be adding list 1 into what? List 2. Is that clear now? I'll be adding list, or I don't want to declare a variable self. Let me just make it straight. I want to add so far list in list 1 into list 2. Is that clear now? I want to add list in list 1 into list 2. So what I'll do is list dot extend list 2, I mean list 1, and I will print list. If I print list, I'm going to have this. Can you see that? So that means I have combined the two together. Then another way is to join a list is to use append. I can append all what I have in list 3 to list 1. So I want to do that. I will just say list 1 dot append list 1 dot append oh sorry, I want to append everything I have in list 3 to list 1. That means I will say for x in list 3, I have list 1 dot append x. Then print list 1. And I will have everything again appended into it. So also we look at how to copy a list. How can we copy a list? We are going to use the the we can use two ways. We can use the copy function and also the list built-in function to copy a list. So the first one, let's try to declare a list variable. I will just use um the method of range. I don't want to start creating list. So let me just say copying copy list equals, we'll be using list comprehension x for x in range 10, or let me say range 15. So print copy list. Alright, I have my values now. These are my list. Then what I want to do, I want to copy it in another list. I will give that list my list. So I will say my list dot my list equals, then I will use the name of the list dot the function I want to use, which is copy. So I will say copy list dot copy. Once I press enter and I print my list, I will have everything listed immediately. So also we can use list function. I can say my underscore list is equals to my list dot, my list in bracket, sorry, I'm supposed to say list into bracket my list, because I'm using the list built-in function. And immediately just gone, list object is not callable. Okay. It cannot call the list object here. I don't know why. Okay, let me use copy list. Let's see what's going on. Copy list. Alright. I think the list function is not working in here. Well, I think I've used it in the last lesson and it worked fine. So I will get back to you on that. So let's continue. Then how can we sort a list alphabetically? Sorting a list alphabetically is another way we can sort our list. For example, print fruits. We still have our fruit. Now these fruits are sorted alphabetically, right? So I want to add another fruit. I will try to to add a fruit to this fruit. You understand? So that we'll be able to. So let's create a new fruit. Let me just say new fruit equals, or is it new fruit? Let me just say new ft or new fit, yeah, equals let me use this, equals empty list. Okay, I don't want to use, let me use this for x in fruits. new fruit, new feet dot append x. New fruit, okay, append x. Then we now have new fruit abi. Then I will now say new underscore feet dot extend what's the name, fruit, sorry, extend fruit, then print new underscore feet. Then we have a lot of letters now. So now we now want to sort them alphabetically. Now that we have our new feet as the new stuff, so we just say new underscore feet dot sort. That's the sort function. Then we print new underscore feet, and we have this. Now so that everything is now sorted. Apple, apple, banana, banana, cherry, cherry, kiwi, kiwi, which means it has been sorted alphabetically. Then the same thing happens to numbers. If you want to sort numbers, you can sort number that way too. Then you can also sort in ascending or descending order. When you want to sort in ascending and descending order, all you need to do is just to put reverse equals true. So in this case, you are sorting in in descending order, because naturally when you sort, it's going to sort in ascending order. But when you sort in descending order, it's going to start from the back to the front. So we have print new feet, and we have this kiwi, kiwi, cherry, cherry, banana, banana, apple, apple. So that's reverse of it, descending order. And that is where we are going to stop for today. But till then, for you to know more about the list methods, I will add a link to the description, which you can get to access more functions that you can use with list. And at the same time, I will also add another link for list exercise, and there you will see all the exercise that pertain to Python that we have done. You will see everyone there. Take your time to do the exercise, and that will also help you to understand what you've done better. Thank you.